up, everybody in California? Happy Monday to you all. And I know you're in the middle of your daylight saving changeover. I actually had mine a couple weeks ago, didn't even realize it, and was trying to talk to some friends back in California. We couldn't realize why we couldn't connect, because I just had it in my mind that I was 8 hours ahead, and for that little time, I was 9 hours ahead. So kept missing them. Then realized we have a different daylight saving time. So we're back on track. I'm 8 hours ahead of you. Hope you're having a great start to your week. This week, we are getting into New Hollywood. And so wanted to do just a quick video update and highlight of what's going to be happening here. I'm going to keep it as short as I can because you have a lot of lecture that I put together on this subject. I think it's a very interesting era. Big change. So, you know, we talk about early Hollywood, the talkies, Charlie Chaplin. We get into the 30s and we look into the propaganda and the war effort of World War II in the 40s. 50s and 60s, well, 50s, you get sort of the McCarthy era, the Cold War being a big thing. 60s, what happens? You start to get the civil rights movements, and I say that plural because there's more than just, all, African-American civil rights movement, but you got Latino, you got Chicano, you got the Filipino movements, you have feminism, you have, protesting Vietnam War, you have all kinds of stuff happening around the country. The zeitgeist is changing, that spear of the edge is changing. And so it comes into Hollywood. You have people who are going to university, especially at UCLA, USC, who are, learning these ideas around them with the people. And that starts to play a huge impact into the way they look at film, Hollywood. Drugs start playing a big role. So you see that in this new Hollywood in the 60s and 70s. Interestingly, a lot of these people that are the founders of this era, they're the key people in this era, are people who are coming out now and being investigated with all the sexual misconduct that's been going around. So people like Dustin Hoffman and which in this era, which you'll see in the lectures, is a major part, really, and some other people. So it's sad to see it, but it's also good to see it come out, isn't it? So, so the New Hollywood is interesting. This week you have, some lectures, you have some reading in the textbook, so try to get to that. You have a small quiz, and, of course, a discussion, which will be due Monday. So don't worry about, too much of the other stuff. Try to make sure to get access to our movie next week, which is Harold and Maude. Harold and Maude, fantastic film that really shows this era, especially with the music and sort of the concepts and the themes that are in the film. Very much show this new Hollywood. So we'll talk about that more next week. Big part of this, to be a forewarning, I'm not going to get into it now, but is mental health awareness. This movie really brings out mental health awareness and breaks down stigmas of society. It looks and turns different institutions on its head, and it looks at ideas, very hard ideas that would never be talked about in Hollywood before, still is avoided lots of times today, but issues of self-harm, issues of suicide, issues of relationship stuff, all that stuff, which they make funny in this film. It is a comedy. It's a very dark humor comedy. But still, that's a way to kind of also illuminate and show parts of society that we often stigmatize. Redding, Northern California, Shasta, Tehama does a pretty good job of having organizations breaking down mental health stigmas and making awareness. So, we could talk about that more next week. And that's a big part of this week as well. So I wish you all the best with this. Please let me know. You should be going into your grades and seeing some, not only the Casablanca lectures or the essays being graded, but also past discussions. Really nice to see that sort of week that we had off a little bit. People really coming up with good ideas of what, not only to make this class better, but how you can improve in the second half as we finish strong. So it should be fun. We have just a few more modules, and I find these ones pretty cool and different, but also very much applicable to our lives today. So I hope you can enjoy that. All right, have a fantastic rest of your week. I'll probably throw a video near the end of the week just to follow up and see how everyone's doing. But as always, please email me. I enjoy hearing from you. it does break up my own research and life in my archival world here as a PhD student. You might see the poppy, so you might want to look that up, what I'm wearing this for. It's a big thing here, of course, in England and Europe. And I just wish you all the very best. Things are, I know, hard in people's lives right now. Things are going on. If you're affected by some students that we have at Shasta College that passed away over the weekend, last week, in a car accident, feel free to email me if you want to talk about that, if you know those people. So very, very sad always. We actually lost a few students this year. So it's a sad thing for me, even being so far away. And if you're affected by it there, feel free to email me. I know some services and people to talk to, and I'd be happy to talk to you as well. So just want you to know that, okay? But for everybody, very happy Monday for you all, and look forward to hearing from you with questions, comments, concerns. Look forward reading to your discussions, when you turn those in, and everything else. We're going to finish this class strong. You're doing a fantastic job. Keep it up. Good luck with all your endeavors, and we'll be in touch. Bye.